Now that we have private hunts in the hunting grounds, what is going to be the fastest way to do a reforge from level 1 all the way up to level 20? Well, that's the question we'll be tackling today. Hello everyone, my name is Trevor, I go by TheMrTrails, and welcome to the channel. So, there have been a couple of major developments in experience gain potential since my last video on the topic in December. The two main things that have changed is that after a certain amount of reforges, you can grab an experience boost from the Slayer's Path, and now with the March 11th update to the game, we now have private hunting grounds. When the Slayer's Club experience boost comes out in April as well, I will likely be making a comparison with the data in this video. What private hunts means is that if there's any time losses to be seen, it's pretty much just your fault, and makes things a bit less random when it comes to speeding through your reforges. So we'll be taking a look today at how fast you can reach max weapon level in Dauntless with private hunting grounds being a possibility. For this video, I've actually done two separate reforges. For the first reforge, I will do it as I did before, using an abundance of bounties and tonics. The main differences this time will be that I'm using chain blades this time around. I'll actually be entering the hunting grounds at some point, and we now have the extra weapon experience boost available in the Slayer's Path. And in the second reforge, I will not be using any consumables or bounty tokens whatsoever. The reason that these are the restrictions that I've chosen here is that the DauntlessSpeedrun.com leaderboard has received an update, and these are now actually speedrunning categories, but there are also some other ones that have had some adjustments as well. And now that there are private hunts again, these speedrunning categories are now realistic to do. And I have something planned regarding the speedrun.com leaderboard for Dauntless, and I'll give you guys some more info on that soon. But first, I have a major announcement. My in-game flare is now finally available. It is a shadow burb, just as it should be. I can't tell you guys how crazy it is that I've had a piece of me added to a video game, and that's all thanks to you guys. Currently, it is set up as a Twitch subscriber incentive, but I've also made it redeemable for channel points, so there's a way to earn it for free just by watching. To know when I'm starting up a hangout on Twitch or when I post videos here on YouTube, I suggest joining the Discord server in the description. The flare is also going to be featured in other giveaways, such as the Hunt Pass giveaway going on in the Discord server right now. And I also wanted to shout out real quick that we reached the massive, major, groundbreaking milestone of 6942.0 subscribers. We have achieved Ultimate Meme, and if you're a supporter of Ultimate Memes and you enjoy the game of Dauntless, consider subscribing to the channel. I post Dauntless content here every week. With all that junk out of the way, let's get into the analysis of how fast can you reach max weapon level in Dauntless in March 2021. We shall begin with the bounty tokens and tonics reforge. So the main strategy I employed for both runs was to start in 1-13 escalation, as the little bit of loading time and slightly lower experience per behemoth is actually worth the amount of behemoths you're able to kill in the first stretch of the run. Then, after reaching about level 8 or so, I jump into Hades' Reach, smacking around Hellions and Embermanes if the opportunity presented itself. Then, at level 15, I would start the escalation 10 to 50 grind until reaching level 20. But this time, Terra escalation wasn't going to be my choice of escalation, as Virulent Impact is no longer a common amp to receive. So, Shock escalation was the way to go, as it has slightly better amp selection overall, lower chances for annoying behemoths, and the shortest walking time of any escalation. I reforged my chain blade, started up the first escalation, and started drafting my bounties. The first selection of bounties, I would be able to complete 3 of the 4 after the first escalation was finished. The RNG was pretty nice to start off, getting a silver bounty to do already. I was done with the first escalation 4.5 minutes in, with some pretty decent amps. I was able to reach level 5 halfway through the second escalation, about 7.5 minutes in, and thanks to a crispy gold bounty drawn after this one, I'd be all set to head into Hades' Reach after only 3 1-13 escalations. At 15.5 minutes in, being halfway through level 8 doesn't sound too bad. Right away, at the start of the island, I had a level 16 Embermane, primed and ready to face the power of my Pangar Chainblades. You might be wondering why I went with Pangar, and it's just due to the amount of downtime you have in between fights. For Frost Chainblades in a longer fight, the Boreas bonded Chainblades would be the way to go. However, at the later levels, since the majority of the time is spent just running, the the Pangar chainblades find their value more there. On this particular reforge, I got a bit lucky with getting a lot of level 15 and 16 behemoths spawning earlier on, meaning that I was going to get full experience for killing them, but would also be able to deal a decent amount of damage to them. Even at level 8 and 9, I'm dealing enough damage to where I can pretty much keep them stagger locked the entire time. And my first 5 behemoths here on Hades Reach were all level 15 or 16, which was rather nice. Less than 25 minutes into this reforge, I was able to reach level 10, so we were on a rather good pace to be able to beat my previous run. The behemoth experience in Hades Reach was going very quickly. Just being able to bounce back and forth between Hellions spawning in the same 2 areas the whole time was a rather important factor in keeping the experience flowing. In both of these runs, actually, I was able to prevent the island event from overriding my guaranteed Hellion spawns, so I was able to more effectively power through the behemoth's experience. However, the bounties don't come quite as quickly in the hunting grounds. Part of this was my fault. I even allowed a dodge through physical attacks bounty to stick around, which is a really slow bounty to complete when you're stagger locking things. However, getting a gold slay behemoth with a frost weapon bounty once I reached level 12 was rather clutch. A little bit over 50 minutes in, I was level 15 and potentially on track to reach level 20 in under 90 minutes. After managing the bounties I had, I started up the escalation 10 to 50 grind. After the first escalation, I reached level 16, and after the first behemoth of the next escalation, I was able to hit level 17, only at an hour and 3 minutes of playtime. And thanks to a major gold bounty claim later on, an hour and 25 minutes in, I was halfway through level 19. So I only needed one more escalation to have enough experience with the bounties that would be claimed after it. I began to realize as I was getting toward the end of the escalation that it might be faster to actually intentionally die rather than finish the escalation. Entering round 4, I still had to kill one of the behemoths at least. I decided to kill them both and then die to Malkarian on the last round. After doing that and claiming 2 bounties, I was able to reach max weapon level in Dauntless in just over 91 minutes. This run itself could have easily been under 90 minutes, but I kinda threw that away on a bathroom break. To think that when the Slayers Club comes out, reforges are going to be even faster than that. However, this is not where this video is going to end this time, as you guys might be wondering how fast you can reforge without any bounty tokens or tonics whatsoever. So now it is time to go over the minimalist reforge, as it's called, with no consumables or bounty tokens involved. As mentioned previously, the route was to go for 1 to 13 escalation until level 8, then go to Hades Reach until level 15, then finish in escalation 10 to 50. So I reforged my chain blades and started up the hunts. It took 5 1 to 13 escalations to reach level 8, and by the time I finished the 5th one, I was about halfway through level 8. These escalations were not the best, and the amp selection was kind of questionable. However, I was on track to get the reforging done in about twice the amount of time compared to the other reforge. In this reforging run on Hades Reach, I got quite unlucky with getting a lot more level 17 and 18 behemoth spawns earlier on, and getting a lot more level 15 and 16 behemoth spawns later on. At the 1 hour and 31 minute mark, I was closing in on level 15, being able to enter the escalations a few minutes later. This is where the luck on this run would get a little bit better, as for 3 out of my first 4 escalation runs, I was able to get Virulent Impact. This unfortunately didn't keep up though, and by the time I reached level 19, 2 hours and 41 minutes in, it looked unlikely that I would be able to get the reforge done in under 3 hours. I still had several escalation runs ahead of me that I would have to do. However, it wasn't that far off at all. Less than 3 hours and 10 minutes after reforging my chain blades, I was able to reach max weapon level in Dauntless without the use of bounty tokens or consumables. Getting this done in under 3 hours looks to be rather possible, as this was far from a super clean run. This is a relatively quick time though, considering you'd be able to do this repeatedly and indefinitely, and all for free without the use of any sort of premium items. I didn't really go into a ton of depth on these runs, but I will be posting these runs in their entirety for you guys to check out if you wish. And I'd like for you guys to try your hands at beating these runs. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed or found this video to be of some help to you, consider leaving a like. And if you enjoyed Dauntless and are not subscribed already, consider subscribing to the channel. Here I post Dauntless content every week. And to stay up to date with my content both here on YouTube and on Twitch, as well as stay up to date with any potential giveaways I might be doing, join the Discord server in the description. I manually make a post whenever I do anything content or giveaway related. Again, I'm holding a giveaway right now, in fact, until the 15th of March, so be sure to enter if you want the chance to win. And I have been Trevor, I go by TheMrTrails, and I will catch you guys next time.